Climate Change Committee meeting. Our first order of business is to approve our November minutes. So do I have a motion?
I have a motion.
To do it. Second?
Second.
Everybody in favor of approval?
Aye.
Okay. And then we have Stacy Leonard with us from Source to Sea, who's going to talk to us about what you guys are up to in Hadley and how we might get involved, and we'll just see.
Yeah, I'm wondering, is it okay if we reverse the order and you do the Girl Scouts first so I can figure out this logging in part?
Hello.
I didn't see it.
Sure, I think they are interested in hearing.
They want to hear it too. Okay. Well, I
Because
just
it
need
might
a
be
moment.
something. I mean, you could take a minute and explain to us
Yeah,
about
we
the
can
badge.
talk about our
Sure.
our
Do
kind
we
of
have so
ask
much?
and then
Okay, let's do that.
Thank you.
Go, yeah. So
Sorry for the
we
trouble.
have a 4th grade Girl Scout troop here in Hadley. May and Ella are both in the troop, and they're working on a Create and Innovate badge. And for one of the requirements for this, they have to create for a community, and that involves using community-centered design. So working with the community to find out about a need or a want from the community and developing a plan for a solution for that need, using the community's skills and strengths and resources. So we wanted to come to talk with this committee to see if you had ideas for, what an environmentally related need or want from the community of Hadley, and ideas for solutions that we could work together on with our troop to plan and design.
Do we ever?
Yeah, that's like, what?
Yeah.
No, I mean, really, something that would make a huge difference if you guys could, inspire people at school and get this up and running. I mean, I'm also the recycling coordinator for the town, and there's some money available to help get it started, but it's to separate out food waste at school and collect it for composting.
Yep.
Keep it out of the trash.
Yeah.
It would make
Huge.
huge difference.
And
You won't even
also-
believe, I mean, I did a couple of years back when the select board was sort of pushing for this, and I did a garbage audit at lunchtime at the elementary school. I mean, I have pictures. So much food gets thrown in the trash. The other cool thing you could do in conjunction with that is to set up a share table in the cafeteria so that unopened food, like, how they have chip bags, or you get fruit that hasn't,
Oh, you do that?
been bitten in. Do you have a share table going?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
That's great.
Oh, that's really great. That's awesome.
And is there anything right now for you to separate out your food waste? Like if there's food that you don't eat, does that just go in the trash, or is there some place separate for it?
We're working on a compost.
You are?
That would be great
Yeah.
to
Oh
help
my
partner
God,
with.
this is a
Yep.
miracle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's also like a DPH initiative in terms of food waste when you're over a
And then
certain
it's
volume.
a huge issue, like worldwide,
Yeah,
statewide, townwide. I mean,
DPH, public health.
keeping food out of the
That's
trash is
That's
just
all right, you know the language.
a really important thing
Yeah.
to do. I mean, it reduces your cost for trash pickup for one thing, but why put it in the trash and burn it or have it rot when
Sit
you
in the
can turn it
landfill,
back
yeah.
into like amazing soil? Just
Yeah.
be like part of the natural cycle. So what are you guys doing with that at school so far? Talk about
do you
putting
know,
on.
just like starter ideas and
Are you
conversations
just
about it.
talking about it, or are you
We're
doing
kind of talking about it.
in your class?
The school.
But no definitive plans yet, so maybe that might be a really cool idea.
To try to figure out what would be a good plan to move
Mhm.
forward.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys
Great.
Google it, like, Franklin County, all the schools are doing it, and you basically just set up a couple more bins.
Yep.
And you need people to grown-ups to help
Yep.
kids do it. And then you get a dumpster outside where they dump it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get somebody to come pick it up and take it up to Martin's Farm.
Yep.
So, I don't know, anything I can do to help you.
I would like, is it possible, that education for all the families,
Yeah.
parents,
As well.
and as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the importance of compost,
Mm-hmm.
very important, because if you don't know that putting that banana in the garbage is going to produce methane,
Yeah.
that is going to be climate, is going to warm up the world, is gases,
Mhm.
toxic things that instead of putting that in the compost, it becomes soil.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of education, of people being aware of that, and an incentive, because if you're not aware of that, so it's like, again, another law, again, another rule.
But it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could really have some fun making some cute posters like
Mhm.
make dirt, not trash, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that could be part of their plan, their design is like the education
The
about it
educational
within
part.
the school
Yeah.
and
Right.
with families.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Does
I,
the town have composting?
Yes,
Like
we do
residential
have.
composting?
well, there are
Yeah.
three different things basically going on in Hadley. We have the transfer station, and there is a food waste dumpster there. So anybody who has a sticker who's separating their food waste at home can dump it there, and then it gets picked up and taken to Greenfield to commercial compost place. The other thing is backyard composting, which anybody with a backyard can do. You can, the town, we have earth machine compost bins, recycled plastic bins that you can purchase for $25, which is a real deal, because they go for about 100 or so. That you can purchase and use in your backyard, or like Jack, he's just got 2.
pallets.
I have pallets.
Yeah, you know, and get out
That's
there and
great.
turn it. I mean, backyard composting is, a lot of people go, oh, you know, but really, like, once you start doing it, it's not a big deal.
No.
You know, there's food waste, like, you know, the ends of carrots or whatever you have, you're doing something with it. So instead of putting it in the trash, you just put it in a different little bin, like I keep mine in the freezer.
I just put it in a pile.
Yep.
It's far away enough from my house.
Right, like you
Figure
collect it in your
probably
kitchen and
bunnies
then
every
you,
once in a while foraging in there and chipmunks, but basically it's, you know, and then every once in a while I take it and I just
Yep,
turn
turn
it.
it.
And then eventually it
It
becomes
breaks
soil
down.
and then I just throw it on my garden.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you don't garden and you just
Yeah.
compost in your backyard, you're still,
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
the right
Reducing
thing
all
to
the
do.
waste,
I mean,
yeah.
that's what we should be doing with our
Yeah.
food waste.
So
So,
for you, if for both of you or the team, if you can help, that will make a huge difference.
well, let me just tell them the third way. The other way you can, well, people should know this, because some people just don't, they're too worried about animals,
Yeah.
you know, there's all kinds of mindsets around composting. And, I mean, if you've had bears in your backyard and in your trash, you just might not be able to wrap your brain around having a pile out in the backyard. But anyway, USA, who most people who have curbside pickup of their trash are using, now offers curbside pickup of kitchen waste.
See, all of this education would be really awesome
Yeah.
for us to highlight
Yep.
for the families, I think.
Actually,
Right.
we created the.
We're working on creating a flyer
Nice.
to promote composting that would have this information on there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we can just email it to you. if you
So
want.
for the Create and Innovate badge, is there a particular protocol or criteria that you have to check off all these boxes?
So for the badge itself, they basically need to come up with a plan, a design for like a innovation or creation that would help a community need. We don't actually have to implement it for the badge, but we would like to, you know, we
You
would
would
like to do some
develop a
community
plan.
service projects and that could be part of that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and the badge requirements are also to then think beyond like the design for this community and how we could expand it larger. So I think this is a great.
Yeah.
So a model for your school could be a model for any school.
Yes.
Right.
Hopkins or any,
Yes.
you know.
So
all schools.
For Ella and May, this is something that we've been trying for a while, and this would be awesome if you can actually get it going.
It would, and, you know, a while back when the select board was kind of wanting me to approach the school and try to get it going, what Annie McKenzie said to me was, no, it needs to come from the kids.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say, is I think internal
So much, it's really necessary.
like motivation
Yes.
and campaigning and organizing is really what helps move things forward. So I
Yes.
think like.
Well, and you
just
need
like-
a teacher, a couple teachers that are really gung ho, like really into it, you know, otherwise it just, it's too hard to keep it going.
Yeah.
You know, because parents work and stuff and you can't, I mean, at first I was so like gung ho myself, I'm like, I'll come to school every day and I'll supervise the kids, and I'm like, after a while I was like, yeah, for how long? I mean, I can't just keep doing that
It's
forever.
the sustainability part of
Yes.
the project.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I would be happy to help
Yeah.
get it rolling, but if you've got the right amount of interest, you wouldn't really need me.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, because it's just not that hard to figure out, you know, you can look at what other schools are doing and what, you can go online and Google, like, what they're doing in Franklin County, and
Yeah.
it shows, you know, pictures of how they've set up the bins, a bucket to dump the milk in, you know, the order that works the best and all
Nice.
that stuff.
How else can we help you?
I think being a partner in terms of like being able to bounce things off of and ideas, having a resource, like already how you've developed your compost education and you're working on that, like that's huge.
That as like if their plan is to do some outreach and things
Yes,
that we can
exactly,
come and
that's-
get
we
those
are-
ideas.
That's what
Yeah.
that's one
Yes.
of,
Yeah.
on our agenda right now.
Yeah.
One of the things we're working on is,
It's great.
so yeah, anytime, you know, if there's any way we can help you guys, support you guys, or just wanna come and listen, or share your ideas, or whatever.
Fantastic.
We are hoping that you have some time to listen also to Stacy's presentation about Source to Sea, because that could also be another idea.
We were actually hoping to stay for that.
Yeah.
Great, well, good. Is that the segue? Yeah. Great, well, thanks for having me here. My name's Stacy Leonard. I coordinate the Sources Sea Cleanup, which is a program of the Connecticut River Conservancy. And we are an organization that spans all the states that the Connecticut River watershed flows through. Does anybody know the 4 states that the Connecticut River flows through?
New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut.
Yay, fantastic. That's wonderful. So because we cover so much territory, there's the river itself is 410 miles long, and that's just the main stem of the Connecticut, but all the tributaries that feed into the Connecticut River are part of what we call a watershed. So we have people all over this territory, which is, you know, tens of thousands of acres and many, many communities. So every year, volunteers come together to clean up trash. It's pretty much as simple as that, but it's not that simple, but we'll tell you more. And forgive me because I'm not on my computer. I can't just advance the slide like a normal slide, so I have to kind of do that, and then I have to shrink it in a little bit. But anyway, I think it's important to think about why we do this, and I was going to say the same for the composting to help make the case so kids understand what's the benefit. And I mean, there's many, and there's many problems with having trash in our waterways. And also when we talk about cleaning up trash, it's not just trash that's in a river, but it's trash anywhere in the vicinity, because anytime it rains, the water will wash trash and any pollutants and anything else just down a hill and down into the nearest stream is what absorbs the stuff, for better or worse. So picking up trash helps to improve water quality and divert pollution from continuing to go downstream and down into the next stream. So if you're like, what's the river? Are there tributaries right here in Hadley? Or you're right on the Connecticut.
Does Fort River
but-
go into Connecticut?
And what about
Okay.
Mill River? Does
Mill River.
Mill River?
So, we actually,
Have a
we
diagram.
have some maps here.
Oh, great.
So in case people are a little wondering about rivers, people
Hold it
can,
up.
I wanna look
yeah,
at
people
it.
can gather around this.
Yeah, let's.
So we
look at it.
have the Connecticut, of course, on one side of Hadley. We have the Mill River flowing into North Hadley Pond, and then we have the Ford River
Yeah.
on the south side. So sometimes it's easy to forget
You
the
wanna
other
see?
rivers and streams. So here's one, and this map is from 1873, but it's not like the rivers have changed that much in the last
So
150
just-
years.
Here's Fort River and here's Mill River.
Going into Lake Warner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then Lake Warner feeds into the river.
It's the Mill River.
Yeah, so here's Mill River, here's Ford River, which continues into Amherst,
Right,
and by the Ford River School.
right.
And then eventually to the Connecticut.
Well, in North Amherst. Fort River's near Fort River School.
Yes, this is down sort of south Amherst and
Right.
stuff, and this is up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
I can show you on our, I don't have it here now, but if you go to our website, there's a lot of maps of the watershed and all the tributaries, so. So back to trash and why it's important to pick up the trash. Well, another great thing is that when people gather together in community to do something together, that's gonna be helpful. It really feels good. And it has a huge impact on the territory and on each other. And the biggest thing one of the things we do besides just picking up trash, and I'll talk about this a little more later, is we ask people to tell us what they're picking up. It's called a trash tally. So we have this is one that was filled out. I can pass it around and have some blanks if you want to hold on to one. But it asks all the different things you might find out there and to check off and count what you're picking up, because we submit all of this data to a group called the Ocean Conservancy. Well, there's a few reasons. One reason is that it goes into a huge global network of data that they use for their advocacy for solutions to the trash problem, particularly around plastics. And then we also at Connecticut River Conservancy have our own advocacy on a more regional level and are trying to do work. What Jack knows, we're part of a plastics action group separately from this, but trying to work on what bills we can help push forward in Massachusetts so that we
So
can.
are you working on a reduction of plastic in our environment? Is that a thing for you guys, or are you?
As an organization, it's just one little part of a lot of issues that we keep our eye on and focus on, but yes, yeah, plastic reduction.
And pushing some state bills to kind of reduce plastic similar to the Hadley bag
Right, and
bylaw.
getting manufacturers to take responsibility for
Exactly.
what their
Yeah.
packaging is made
Extended
out of.
producer responsibility, yeah. So the thing that we, as you're talking about, plastics is really one of the biggest problems that we see today. It's the majority of what people are picking up because it's in so many things. So plastic, well, what are some things where you think you see plastic, or do see plastic in the environment? Anyone, doesn't have to be the
Nip
kids.
bottles are everywhere.
Yes,
Nips,
nip
yeah.
bottles, little alcohol bottles.
Nip bottles, water bottles,
Plastic bags.
plastic bags, even though they're
Yeah.
illegal to
Right,
use.
all
and-
the to-go containers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're finding is most of the plastic that's in the ocean is coming from the river. So that's why we as a river organization are trying to, what we say, stop the trash before it starts. And this figure, there's, average 2 million tons a year of plastic is making its way into the ocean. And ocean plastic pollution is expected to increase even more drastically because the fossil fuel industry is continuing to push plastic production because there's so much, well, maybe things are changing with Trump, but there's so much emphasis on electric and clean energy that they need something else to do with the fossil fuel, so why
Right.
not make more
Make
plastic?
more plastic.
So that's 2 million tons. That's a stunning number.
Yeah.
Because each ton is 2,000 pounds. It's just incredible
Yeah,
with what's flowing into the
right.
oceans.
And I have heard that there are, and I can't tell you off the top of my head, but there's 10 rivers around the world specifically that are the most where most of the trash comes from. But let's not get too far afield because we can talk all day about plastic pollution. But the other thing is that once plastics reach the ocean, it's a lot harder to go and pick them up, right? Because they're floating out into the big blue sea. But in a river system or on our city streets, if we see litter, to pick it up and divert it from becoming a problem. And more we understand how our health is affected by plastic, microplastics, PFAS, etc.
So Stacy, so you know, next month, we're being joined by someone from Beyond Plastics.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So this all really works
Oh,
very
that's
well
great.
together.
Yeah.
They're wonderful. I took their class on Plastics 101. So this leads us to the Source to Sea cleanup. This year was our 29th year, or 2025, it still feels like this year. So this year, the 2026 is our 30th year. But this is some information from this past year. We do it every fall. I know that Hadley has done a lot of Earth Day cleanups, and a lot of people, we love that too. The reason we've chosen fall as our major time to go out is the rivers are lower. Like in the spring, the rivers are flooding or runoff and stuff from snow. So it's lower rivers, warmer temperatures in the rivers. There's hopefully not a lot of leaves on the trees, so there's more that you can see. So it's kind of a bit of a, I don't know, safer to some degree. The water's not running as fast. And we're not always in the water, as I said, so it's not just about that, but it's become, that's a beneficial time of year to go out. So our big effort is in fall. And our, meaning Connecticut River Conservancy, we do have kind of organized a DIY Earth Day effort where we publish or post other people's cleanups so you can get the word out and try and get people to join you. And do more social media around it and just spread the word to make it, grow. So just in one river system, the Connecticut River, we picked up, there were over 2,000 volunteers this year.
Wow.
In 4
Over
states.
what period of
all-
time?
Over about, there's one weekend that's like official weekend, but it really extends for the fall.
The whole, okay.
Yeah. There's even a few go out in August, a few in October. So September is really the majority. But all told, and this is just what is reported on the tallies.
Right.
And can I tell you, maybe this year 70% of our registered groups even did a tally. So this is only 70% of what
Oh, it looks like one
might
was
have been
filled
out there.
Yeah.
So we collected 35.74 tons of trash.
Wow. Wow.
This is
Wow.
not spelled out.
So Stacy, I'm not sure if this is the time to ask, is there a Fork River
Well, do
team?
you want one?
Is there
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Mill River team?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll talk about
All right.
that.
Okay.
And just giving you like a picture. Oh, so that is a gray whale, and
Oh,
why
wow.
that's there is because it's kind of interesting to know that 35 tons is approximately the weight of one gray whale.
Oh, wow.
It's not that we picked up a gray whale.
Oh,
On the
yeah.
cleanup.
Okay.
That was that fancy little arrow.
And I know that manatees live in the south, so I was
Yeah.
like a little confused. Okay, good.
And then I will explain this a little more too, but we have the process we've set up is that people identify as group leaders and they organize a group and then volunteers join them. Group leaders are volunteers as well, but they're kind of taking the big responsibility of finding a site, procuring their supplies, which can come from us, or you can, get household, gloves and trash bags. And then being responsible for doing the tally and submitting it, taking pictures and everything. So we'll talk more about that. So this is just an example. We collected this year over 4,000 nip bottles, since you mentioned nips before.
Wow.
So Jack had asked me what's been happening in Hadley. And this is not very easy to see, but I'll just tell you. One of the problems with trash tallies is a lot of people don't like to fill them out, so our data is only as good as what we get back. And I've been doing this for 10 years, but the cleanup, as I said, is 30 years old. So the data that we have for Hadley, for anything I could find on Hadley in our system, was from 2005. And it's kind of spotty, like we had 2 groups in '05, 2 in '07, 1 in '08, 1 in '10, 1 in 2 in '12, '13, '14, '15, '16. Nobody from Hadley. There were no Hadley registered groups this 2025, surprisingly, for the fall cleanup, right? So what I have here is the second column, well, the year, and then it's the site that people went to. So most often it's been Mitch's Marina or areas around there. And then the Mill River Rec area, which I guess is technically Amherst, but it is feeding into, it was Friends of Lake Warner are part of that, the groups. So the groups are people who identified as being part of these cleanups are listed next. So we've had a lot of high school students, Environmental Action Club from Amherst, EMS Hadley did a group, Amherst College, Coca-Cola, North Hadley Congregational Church, UMass Rowing, etc. And like number of volunteers, weight that they've collected over time. And then I just picked the big things like mattresses, tires, nip bottles, and total beverages bottles. But you can see I don't have a lot of data from some of them.
You must find all kinds of stuff, like grocery carts and.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, for sure, depending on where we are. I did have a little, oh, the total got cut off. It doesn't really matter because it's,
Well, especially that
You can
island,
see
that
generally.
Mitch's Marina, that's
Yeah.
been a challenge.
yeah. So that's a little bit of, well, there's some stuff happening, but not a lot. And there's ways to correct that. So this is our, what I'm calling our Hadley call to action, or ways you can get involved. You can become a group leader. Any one of you could lead a group or join one group or create several groups. And we have a website platform called, it's source2ccleanup.org, and it has all the, oh, I should have brought, I'll give you the link and you can look up some stuff. We have a group leader guide that kind of walks you through what it means to be a group leader and then like every step of the process. Anyway, so once you're a group leader, then you set up your site, you recruit volunteers to join you, and the biggest thing is this, and sharing photos. In fact, today I got an email from some people are advocating for better mattress bills around mattresses and extended producer responsibility, which is where you were mentioning that, where the producer is responsible for the cost of getting rid of an old mattress, not the consumer. And they said, we got your data, it's great, but we could really use some photos to like show people what's wrong, you know, why it's such a problem, and like really, when you see it, it really has a better impact on you. So the photos are important. And we share all of this with our legislators in all the 4 states, locally and regionally. So, and they want to know what's happening out there and what people are seeing. And work for us to change these policies. So the ways that you can get more info, so our Connecticut River, I'm sorry I didn't, well, I do have something I can leave you with. I brought our Cleanup Chronicles, which every year at the end of a cleanup, we kind of tell the story of the cleanup. So we have one page has all of the trash data, or abbreviated trash data, and lots of photos of the groups, some little stories about different communities, little community spotlights, unusual items found, you know, weird stories like somebody found a wallet and returned it to the owner after 20 years. Like all the groups that participated, all the sponsors, and how to get involved in our advocacy work. So I'd love to share this with you, and it has our website and how you can get involved.
Do the Girl Scouts ever do activities where it's more than just your troop, where different troops get together?
Like council, like service unit activities, we do a lot of
I'm
those.
thinking like something like this to
Yeah.
get like different ages of girls.
We have a lot of scout groups that join.
Did you guys get this?
Yes.
Okay.
And
She
it's
can
really
give this
fun,
back.
like
Susan,
they
do you
really
want
have a
them?
good time.
Oh, here. Oh, we got
There
one.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can go back.
So here's some extras.
So also because it's our 30th anniversary, do you want to keep a few extra to bring to other girls or to
Okay.
other people on the
I'm gonna keep a few
committee?
extra.
It's also digitally on our website as well.
What is the, you said, there's on your
I don't
website,
read
there's a
them, but-
good leader.
We can take them to like the leader.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I'll take
Go
a
to
couple
our-
and put them on the table.
Actually, I'm online.
Oh, that's a great
There's
idea.
that- Might as well spread them around.
Spell.
If these can go back.
It's always hard to be on someone else's computer.
Put
So,
some at the library.
you know, this makes me wonder, should we call up our friends at LL Bean and EMS saying, hey, do you want to work with the Happy Climate Change Committee? And we can sort of co-sponsor a team? I don't know.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
know?
There's lots of, so we get, we do a lot of work to garner sponsors for the work, like financial sponsors, but a lot of the businesses also have community service days themselves where employees go out together. So we have a lot of employee groups that go out, and often employee groups connecting with community groups is wonderful. One of the issues that can be challenging is that how much trash is there at any one site? So if you have like 30 people all trying to go to one site where it's maybe good for 3 to 5, you know, so you have to do, one of the things the group
Scout
leaders
it
do
out.
is scout it out, exactly. So let me just walk you through this
And
a
I
little
would
bit.
imagine also coordinate with the other, is there also like some coordination that goes on amongst the groups? So that you make sure
Hopefully.
that not all groups are
Yes,
doing
so
the same
that's
spot?
such a good question, so I'll tell you how we try to do that, it's not always
Well,
perfect,
and
but,
Stacy, what we do for the spring cleanup is people will, we have a Google form where they can respond
Mhm,
and say where in Hadley they're cleaning up.
right,
Their choice, first choice. And we talk about all the areas getting covered, and we know that North Maple Street heading toward Trader Joe's and Home Depot, that's always filled with trash. So, you know, we'll often put a few extra people, but like last year, we get snowed out,
right.
so our numbers
That's why
weren't
you go in
great.
September.
We got our equipment and then we did it on a warm day.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anything can happen.
Yeah.
It could be able to,
So
yeah.
strange that
I'm
it's-
sorry, that thwarted your plans, but.
Well, we still
yeah.
had a few people, but it was chilly
Yeah,
that day.
right. So come out in September, because it's usually warm.
But do you
so-
do that type of thing, like list all the various places that are
Yes,
good
so
to
let me
go?
show
And
you.
then have people sort of sign up to
Yeah.
where they're gonna go?
Exactly. So we
Okay.
don't do that in the spring, but we do it in the fall.
In the
So
fall.
right now, the registration aspect of this platform is not live, so I can't show you how to register, but I can show you a few things. So this is the home page, and there's a button to plan a cleanup. So if I go there, it will take you to our group leader guide, which is like a PDF of all the things. But all that stuff is also on this page. So we have like a before, during, and after the event. So if you start with before the cleanup, and then you'll see all the different things to do.
Oh,
Like
adopt a
site,
cleanup site, yeah.
scout your site, make a plan for, oh, I'm gonna collect all this trash, what am I gonna do with it?
Oh, yeah.
Do I go, does my town have a transfer station? Do I need a dumpster? So you don't know if you need a dumpster until you've scouted to know
Yeah.
if there's a
The
lot of
transfer
trash.
station does partner with the spring cleanup, right? With
They
the
do,
specific bags.
and they've been very good about helping us out with that. It's a day where, like, I don't have a dump sticker,
Right,
but they'll allow me to come in and dump anything that we've collected that day
yes.
into their.
Yeah,
into
Maybe
their
that's
that
bag.
could
great.
probably be arranged for
Yeah,
them.
so
Super
that's
cool.
another task of the group leader, to
Yeah.
contact your transfer station and make that arrangement. I also do that, I live in Leverett, and we also run an Earth Day cleanup, just some volunteers in town, we do all the same things that you're doing. So I won't go into every detail, but there's supplies to be gotten, recruit your volunteers, and then all the forms to bring, including this. But mostly it's this. I'm gonna come back to this a moment because you have asked about this other thing, which is about cleanup sites, and a map. So we have a map of all the sites
Ooh.
that we know about, and how do we know about them is because people like you report them to us. So there's a couple of different ways to look at this. One is, if you know a site that is always a mess, you should come in and look it up to see if it's on our map already, and if it's not, there's a tab here called Report a Trash Site. And when you fill out this form with when did you find it, what's it called, where is it, a little description of what's the trash you're seeing, what's the site like is it on a steep slope, is it accessible for people walking, do I need, special equipment, is it appropriate for children, is it by the water or is it on land, those questions are here. When you submit it, that then becomes a pin on this map that I showed you first, and it becomes a blue dot, which is an adoptable site. Now this map right now, I'll just zoom in a little bit, hold on. I like to see. This map is still what happened in 2025, so it hasn't been reset yet for fresh start for 26. But what you see here is, look at what's happening in the Massachusetts area. It's nice and full of pins because I can't scroll the way I scroll on my Mac. Control. How do you
What
scroll
about
on a
the down
PC?
arrow? What about the down arrow on, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
There you go. It's a
So
team sport.
we have a huge effort in Franklin County at the Green River Rec area.
Yeah.
So all that like cluster of I'll use my cursor,
Yeah.
is all the Green River cleanup area. So red pins are private groups, so like if the Girl Scout wanted to organize their own group, they might call it a private group so that just anybody else doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Whereas the Hadley Climate group might want to have an open group so anyone could show up, and that would be a green pin. So that's when you register as a group leader, you have the ability to decide if you want it public or private.
Can you zoom in more closely
Yeah,
on
I can
Hadley?
zoom in. I can also open one of these pins. Oops.
This is
I'm
fun.
not going, sorry, so fast.
It is fast. There you go.
Okay, so let me go one more level in. So we haven't had a lot of reports in Hadley. However, let me just say something because you mentioned the Fort River cleanup. There is a big Fort River Watershed Association that organizes a cleanup. They base themselves at Groff Park in Amherst, but they cover the Fort River watershed, which extends into Hadley. So they have not put all of their sites on the map, but what their method for their cleanup is, come on out to Groff Park. When you arrive, we'll assign you a site. So that is one way a large group can then divvy up into smaller clusters. The Green River group that I showed you before, they like to put all their sites on the map, so other people, like a Girl Scout troop, can also just pre-register and not wait until cleanup day.
Yeah, that seems like
So
such a
it
great
works
idea.
well both ways.
Sounds
Like
nice.
if you want to organize your own thing, you want to make sure your group is set, you know what to do, you know where to go, how many people. It's good to register your subgroup.
So my teacher ears are
Yes.
tingling
Yeah.
here. I worry about people being safe by the water.
Mm-hmm.
It can be risky,
Mhm.
even in the fall. How do you handle safety issues and all of that?
Yeah, we
Scout
can't
your
be
site, right?
everywhere.
Yeah, you have to
We're hardly
check it
anywhere,
out.
like for the number of staff that we are. So that is also messaging we put out to the group leaders. It is the importance of scouting. We have a packet, the group leader guide that I mentioned has some safety guidelines in it, especially for kids, like always have a buddy. This is also why scouting is really important, but adults should be the ones scouting, or kids can go with them, but adults should be there to really have eyes on what's out here. Are there needles? Are there other kinds of hazardous waste, oil cans, or anything that you wouldn't want someone to accidentally pick up. So it takes that's the most vigilant time, is the scouting. And then if there is something there, there's a whole way to report to us and to the state if there's hazardous waste that needs like special attention. Okay, so let me just, and also, how are we for
There's
time?
I think you're all right for time. There's one red circle by River Valley Co-op. It's by the co-op. I wonder where they were cleaning up?
Oh, this is Hatfield,
Uh,
the Tree Works group, and
Okay.
this one, oh, those are both in Hatfield.
Okay, so those are over the.
This is, oh, Rainbow Beach, Connecticut River near Coolidge Bridge
Yeah.
to Rainbow Beach.
Okay, and then
So I'll
there's
just
some down
open-
by Skinner State
I'll just
Park.
open one so you can see. This is a group, so this is a group that, you know, they created their name over the Rainbow Crew, they made it private. When you register, the leader's information comes out here so people can get in touch with you. They have the date and a rain date if there is one. They have a description. This was not the best example because I know these people, it was like 2 people going out and they didn't want anybody to join them.
So they were actually on the Northampton side, it was like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it says by boat. so
Yeah,
maybe-
they were at that, the lot, maybe the pin didn't come out in quite the right spot, it looks like. Anyway, as a group leader, when you you adopt a site, these are the things you want to look for. Is my pin in the right spot? Does that need to be adjusted? And we can fix all that for you. But I wanted to point out a couple things. Now that the event is over, there's a button here that they could submit their trash tally. So this form that you have taken into the field and put all your little tick marks for how many, you go here, I'm not sure, it should work actually. And this is an exact replica of this. So you just say, oh here, 5, 10, 15, 21 beverage cans, and you can type in 21 there. So, and then it's easy to submit, and you notice that their group name already pre-populates, so it's like all connected to you and your group. If I go back just a minute for adopting a group site, if I pick a blue pin, I'll just pick a random blue pin, Oxbow Road. Oh, it's not here. So remember where it said submit a trash
Yeah.
site? There would be a button during registration that says adopt this site. So that's what you would do. Sorry,
Oh, I see.
it's not live right now.
Yeah, I understand.
But what you'll see is the description of the site, a description of the trash, all the things that I told you when you report a trash site, you're giving us that info. So it pops up here for other people to adopt. Or you can report a site and adopt that very site yourself.
Mhm.
Or you report a site just to let others know that here's some things we saw, can you please help out? And there's a reminder to scout your site, and one of the things it says, how many volunteers do you estimate would be appropriate for this site? So that's kind of a little tip-off. And then whether it's for adults
Mhm.
only or
Okay,
children.
gotcha.
So those are things that get reported.
This is really quite the site that you have going on.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a little complicated.
Well,
I mean, to do the tally, I'm just thinking like when we have picked up trash, we don't do a tally, we just fill a trash bag. And then
Yes.
take it to the transfer station and pitch it in.
and we are grateful. We are very grateful for
No, so
all
I'm
of
just
that.
wondering like how
There are
people
there are
would.
options.
So you're kind of on your own to figure out how you're gonna dispose of it, right? Your group?
There's a lot of info in here to help you, and also myself and my colleague Amanda are a call or an email away all the time, so we're happy to talk through. But typically, yes, we do.
So I'm just trying to, like, logistically, like, how would I do it? You collect it all, and in order to do the tally, I guess I'd go home and separate it all out and
No, I
count?
wouldn't take it home. I would do it there. So there's a few
Or
ways.
do it
I would
somewhere,
guess.
like, dump it out and count what
Yeah,
you've
so
got?
I'll tell you a couple of ways people
Okay.
have done it. So there's a great group in East Hampton. They've been doing the same area for like 6 years. And they meet at the Mill Pond Park, I think it's called. And then they fan out. There's a bike path there, so some go to one end of the bike path, some to the other, meet in the middle. There's the pond, they go down in there. So there are like 5 or 6 different subgroups, but there's a big lawn there in the middle. So they go off in their subgroups. They don't, the way they do it is they come back, put a tarp down or an empty bag and dump the trash out and sort it and
That's what I
count
do to
it and
count.
do it
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's call that method A. Method B, you mentioned estimate. There is an option on the bottom,
Or
it
just kind of
says
keep a running count in your head
number
or
of
something?
trash bags filled, weight of trash collected, you can estimate how many miles you covered and how many hours it took you, but that's less important, but you can estimate, it's pretty hard, I mean, that,
Right.
the trash tallies are an estimate, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go back. So estimating, counting it all at the end, or there's counting it as you go. So a lot of times we have, if you have kids or anybody, or maybe even people who have more difficulty getting over to pick up trash might like the job of having the clipboard and being the person that is being reported to. So they might follow another, or one person with the clipboard for a small group of people going, and you count out, I found 3 bottles, and they took off 3. I found a mattress. There were 25 mattresses collected from the watershed this year. So in that way, it's called counting as you go. And then one final thing is there's an app. A lot of people like to use that. A lot of people hate to use it, so we have both. But the app kind of is pretty much parallel to this. So you just also click off every time you hit a nip bottle.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, or you can plug in,
Yeah.
62.
So I think this spring would be the 6th year of us doing the spring cleanup, something like that. I have to go back and count how many Google Forms created. And no matter what, even if we're not tallying all the trash, and it's hundreds and hundreds of pounds that we've cleaned up from Hadley streets. I guess it helps to have UMass as a neighbor, because there's always plenty of bottles along
Yeah.
the route. But, you know, I think this is something that could really sell for the fall, of saying, let's work on cleaning the riverways, the waterways in Hadley.
One thing you can consider, is there like a logical, like large meeting place where you can gather people? Like the Fort River group goes to Groff Park, the Green River group goes to the Green River Rec area, maybe
Here
the Common. Or
We have Zaturka Park, that would be one gathering spot for people. And there's a number of.
There's the
there's-
common.
Yeah,
Common.
the
Right.
Common is another place. There's a number of different,
Also,
places.
if we go to the Honey Pot, there's probably places there.
Yep.
sure.
So I'll share a couple of other possibilities you might consider. One is, you can just say, like, here's a list, if you know a list of sites. You can report them on our thing, and you can send people to the website to go, just do their own.
Kind of like what we
Be
do.
their own
We have a
group
lot of
leader.
sites
Yeah.
for the spring, and
You don't have to be responsible
provide
for
a list to
everything,
people,
but
like,
you
Right.
can.
these are the places you could go.
Yeah, you
But-
could say, okay, I'm gonna go scout out a site and then add it to the map. is
Right,
what you're saying.
yeah. And then the other thing is, the 2 groups I mentioned are 2 of our biggest groups, the Fort River and the Green River. So the reason they do it in one central location is because they will collect and tally the trash all in one spot, and they have an after party. So
What a great idea.
Greenfield's been doing it for 20 years. They bring in a band, they bring in a beer tasting, they get a whole committee garnering food donations, and they serve lunch. They have coffee in the morning and donuts, and then lunch after. And, so they've made it kind of into a party. Sometimes there's artists working to like make art out of the trash. Like, there's so many
Oh,
interesting
cool.
things you could explore. So depends on how big you want to go, but that's more like the festival style.
Well, we have had success getting donations from Home Depot. They've been donating the bags, the gloves.
Great.
And we have had success. Tandem has been a great sponsor for us of donating lots and lots of bagels
Yeah, that's
every year.
perfect. So you already have the infrastructure right
Yeah.
here. We also have supplies, so there is, when you go on the plan a cleanup page, click. Okay. Prepare your supplies. So there is, like, here's some things you can just grab from home. Rubber gloves, work gloves, your basic, a lot of people, instead of using plastic trash bags, which is more plastic, use 5-gallon buckets, but it just depends on how big your group is. But we also have supplies that we can send to you, and they're free. So we're happy to do that. So there's a supply order form that you can, that's gonna come a little later, once you have an estimate of how many people you expect in your group, and then you would order. Yeah, let's see, what other questions are coming?
Oh, one
arising?
question I have is, what's the ratio of the kinds of trash that you find? I mean, like when we do our spring cleanup, it's all stuff that would fit in a plastic bag. It's,
Mhm.
you know, wrappers and bottles and stuff, cans. I mean, is that mostly what you guys are cleaning up, or is there a lot of like other junk? You
Yeah,
know,
it
like,
really depends on where you go.
of the site?
Yeah, so there are some sites, like you mentioned, shopping carts and mattresses and
Yeah.
tires. There are
Well, and
places
cans
that have
and,
become
like-
dumping grounds,
Yeah.
sadly. There's also increasingly a lot of areas where unhoused people have been
Right.
living. And then if there's a big storm or a flood and their homes get destroyed, it
All
just sits
kinds of
there.
stuff.
So there's a lot of tents and stuff. So those are some of the things we also want people to look for when they're thinking about bringing kids and stuff. But the majority, and the way we've kind of put together the trash tallies, most likely to find items. And it's all the beverage containers, bottle caps, cigarette butts, baggies, to-go containers, lids, straws, utensils. Like that is, and this is just one example, but that's the majority of the things that they found are in that category. And then there's like haphazard items around, like assorted items down there, so.
So I'm curious, hearing from other committee members, like, what are some of the predictable dilemmas of trying to do this?
I mean, I'm wondering how often you end up in the water. I mean, this is
Yeah.
a different kind of cleanup than what we've done. We
Yeah.
don't get involved with water.
And you don't have to. Like I mentioned, trash picked up
It's a
anywhere is
long-
trash diverted from
I
getting
mean, you
into the
find just
water.
as much along riverbanks and
Right.
so forth
Yeah,
as you do.
and even in the middle of town, you know, in areas of towns where people are walking and there's not a trash receptacle.
That's
Or
still
along a
considered
road
part
where
of the
there's,
watershed.
people are chucking stuff out the window.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
spring,
yeah.
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
spring, we've been super successful cleaning along the bike trail.
That's what I was gonna.
Yeah. Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Or
unfortunately.
like the little hiking path off of Huntington,
Mhm.
like that's a flattish area where I wouldn't be worried about like people falling like by the levee
Right, right.
with it being so steep, you know? Cause I think that's part of the challenge too.
For children, you just,
Along, right
yeah,
along
you
the
just
river,
would
our
not
banks
want
are
to-
so high.
a lot of the
So,
sites,
But there's opportunities, you know,
yeah.
yeah. You
And
just have
then,
to think
yeah,
carefully.
one other thing, and maybe this isn't for your group, but there could be other people who have canoes and kayaks and want to go out by boat and search, and actually be searching along the riverbed and see, because there's a lot of areas where people walk down and swim or whatnot, or party, and, you know, there's.
I mean, for you guys, you might have more, I don't know, be more comfortable helping us with spring cleanup that doesn't involve getting in any water.
No, yeah, or we could do like for the fall one, for this, if like we focus on the bike path,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
yeah,
I
areas
just
where,
want to really
Winter.
emphasize, even in the fall, you don't have to be in the
In the
river.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cause even the
absolutely.
bike path stuff goes into the fields
Yeah.
and the honey pot, and then.
well, and there's drainage, you know,
Right,
that
yeah.
goes,
And just circling back, I'm wondering, Kathy, Catalina, Marion, what are some of your first thoughts on hearing this? And you might be familiar with Source to Sea cleanup from your travels, but I'm just wondering, what are things that we need to think about?
I think, I mean, I just noticed on the map that there were no spots in Hadley. So one of the things that, you know, we could initially get started with is getting people to do some scouting and
Okay.
find spots,
It's a great idea.
you know, to kind of, and then work around that. Find some really key spots that are easy, accessible, maybe some that are a little bit more, for the more intrepid people, maybe there's other ones, but that could be kind of a fun kind of activity, like scout out to begin with, and then find leaders. Like, I guess the other thing is like a call to the community who wants to oversee.
Mm.
you know.
So
And it could be
there's-
churches, it
Yeah.
could be
Mm.
Yeah.
Businesses, churches.
businesses. Yeah, my synagogue does
Mhm.
Source to See, JCA does
Yeah,
it every
sure,
year.
yeah.
So,
So I would also, if I may include, would like to put you in touch with the Fort River organizers because they cover a lot of the territory in Hadley and they may already have some of the sites
Yeah.
that are in Hadley on their kind of list of what they would
Uh-huh.
give out. So, and there's no like, we own the site, like, you know, we should make it as public as possible
Yeah.
so people can go. But I think it would be great to coordinate with them, so I can
Okay.
share that.
Yeah,
with
that's
you.
super. And Kathy, Catalina, I know you folks have some really good ideas on this stuff. What else can you think of?
Well, I was very impressed that the road team, the road pick up like 3,000 garbage.
Mhm.
So I think like sports, like sport groups,
Mhm.
so already groups that are formed as a team, as a family. I think reaching up to them, I think would
So
be
maybe even something like National Honor Society at Hopkins, or what is it, the Key Club that does volunteering? So that's good.
yeah, from outside.
Yeah,
I was
engaging
thinking-
with the sports teams are great. A lot of times they just, they find us, but
Right. Or the band.
they're always
You know,
new
the
people in them,
orchestra
so-
band that,
Yeah.
that is as a they have already a team.
Right.
So then it become a
Yeah.
society.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
There's a group, I don't know if they're necessarily Hadley or Hatfield associated, could be both sides of the river. Boaters, I believe,
Mhm.
and they may do
Mhm.
the banks along the river.
It's a great idea.
Mm, yeah.
Because I think they're the group responsible for putting out the buoys and everything.
Mm.
And they're definitely, you know, interested in keeping
Yeah.
the river.
There's also a lot of homes right along the river, like on, I think right on 47, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So some kind of, I don't know, door-to-door outreach or
Neighborhood
something,
thing, yeah.
I don't know what kind, is there any kind of Hadley, like listserv or something?
See, there's not, we don't have like a Leverett Connect.
There's your next
And that's,
project.
well, it's unfortunate that we don't, seeing how Leverett uses it very effectively.
I mean, there's the Hadley community page on Facebook, but that's about the extent of it.
Yeah, which is
And
pretty
how
big.
about, for instance, the schools, the Hartbrook
Yeah.
and the Chinese, they, you know, like is calling to them.
Yeah,
as
that's
a social.
That's a great idea. There are a lot of schools already involved, but
In
not,
Hadley, yeah.
yeah, in Hadley, well, I don't think we've had any schools like
Yeah.
particularly come and start a group, but
Right.
there might be students who are going to the
Mhm.
Fort
Yeah.
River group.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the McDuffie School, that was one of the ones, I think they're in Granby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they were looking for a site, and their students are kind of from all around, so they weren't limited to Granby, so, yeah. Yeah, those are all great ideas. Well, I'm happy to answer more questions, or if you want to email me, or my contact might be in there, but Jack has my work, or anyone, the committee has my work email, sleonard@ctriver.org. So this is the Source to See cleanup site, but I just wanted to also make you aware of the Connecticut, our larger CRC is ctriver.org. And, because I did mention in the slide that one of the things that you can do is join our e-newsletters so that you can get it, like find out when there's volunteer opportunities, or we do a lot of, and this might be of interest to the Girl Scouts too, but we do pull invasive species out of, like water chestnut that's growing
Like water
rampantly.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that would be, by kayak or canoe, but we have some of those boats. So you can peruse like all the different programs we have and ways to get involved, so the cleanup is in here. And we have lots of events which haven't started yet, but we have an event page that I'm also responsible for. So I'm the events manager and the Source to Sea cleanup coordinator. So we don't have anything this month, but starting in February, we have a live stream series. So every once a month on Wednesdays at noon, we have different topics that are virtual. And then we'll have paddles and assorted other fun things. There is going to be also an art exhibit in South Hadley at the library down there around fish migration season in May. So that you'll see that come up soon.
I just got very excited for you.
And for current opportunities under Get Involved would be, and there aren't any now because it's pretty seasonal when we're out doing volunteer work, but this shows a little snapshot of the different things. Actually, that's not the best part about CRC. Hold on. I wonder if they changed some things around. Oh, here, I mentioned aquatic invasive species. This talks about water chestnut and some other hydrilla and other
Right.
things, and then how you can get involved in some of those.
Yeah.
Is that milfoil?
polls. That's hydrilla.
Okay.
Anyway, we've covered a lot, so I don't want to overwhelm you, but take your time looking around and feel free to contact. There's also under About, there's a staff page, and you'll see, you can look us up by what we all do. But my email is down here as well. Amanda is my right-hand person, events and Source to Sea help. So Amanda or I can help you with any questions that come up. So are there any other final questions or thoughts?
I want to say thank you so much for the presentation.
Yeah,
It's really
sure.
thoughtful. I know I have 8 million more ideas and
Yeah,
are
yeah.
trying to not like flood myself with too many more things and try to be thoughtful with the things that can be sustainable. and
Well, I mean,
everything,
it
but
helps to
it's-
jot them all down and then you give it a little more thought and you start,
Yeah.
you know,
Talk to the
paring it
girls
down.
and see.
What's really doable,
Yeah.
what, you know, where are we gonna have the most success?
Right.
Yeah.
And see what piques the interest of the girls.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for having us.
Oh,
Yes,
anytime,
thank you.
yeah.
But I think we should scoot because I think the
It's getting
fourth
late.
graders
Yes,
are
time.
getting.
They're feeding.
Yeah.
Their time, bedtime.
Yeah.
Mine too.
This really shows
you
the
so
power of
much.
networking
Uh-huh.
and sharing ideas.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
very helpful presentation.
Yeah, good. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks so much for having me.
No, thanks for
yeah,
coming.
and we'll talk again if there's follow-up stuff you want to talk about.
Also,
Thank you for
Oh,
coming.
Thank you.
I guess the other thing I do want to also say is like once people join the cleanup, then you're on our Source to Sea cleanup e-news, and we share a lot of stuff about the advocacy work and just and give you tips along the way as it's coming towards cleanup time. Like this week,
But
you
anyway,
should think
you
about
can also
X, Y, Z.
watch the
Well,
video.
Marion, have you done a Source to Sea cleanup?
Or
Do
just
the-
I did with,
Okay.
Yeah, JCA.
Yeah.
or email me or Jack.
Judith
Yeah.
Swing.
Have a good night.
Glad you guys
Thank
came.
you.
Yeah, you bet. Have a good night.
Thanks for having
I
us.
see them join the group
Teamwork.
this year. They might
Teamwork,
go to
absolutely.
Fort River.
I didn't do it with them this year,
Yeah.
so I don't know, but I feel like they do it every year.
Yeah, they didn't, I guess they didn't register as a.
Because we usually try to tie it with, there's this tradition of New Year in the Rosh Hashanah where you throw
Yeah.
crumbs into. So this is, the idea is we're doing reverse
Right,
Rosh
yeah, yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's becomes kind of a holiday tradition.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And Stacy, one other thing about this building that makes it extraordinary,
Yeah,
we have about 200 solar panels powering
all
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Nice work, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that your town even has a climate committee is a big deal. There's not, I mean, how many towns in Mass have that?
You'd be surprised, a lot of towns do, but you know,
Or in
they're,
energy committee.
they're called
or
energy
past
committee or
So it's kind of,
sustainability
yeah.
committee.
I see.
Mhm.
Some people have staff. Some communities have staff, like
Oh, that's
Northampton
nice.
does, right?
Right,
Yeah.
Amherst does.
Yeah,
That would be
they
nice.
should have
but,
staff, but I know Melissa.
Oh, wonderful.
She's a friend of my niece's.
Cool. Thank you for the computer.
So Nick, thanks for
I
the
think
computer
that's-
assistant.
This guy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Great, well,
Hey,
let's
guys.
continue your meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for all your
Yeah.
good work.
Thank you
Alright.
so much for
Thank
coming.
you. So important.
Catalina was was a coach for a chamber group that I was in.
Oh, nice. What do you
So it's
do?
nice to see you in this context, cello.
Uh-huh. Nice.
Not
Small
another,
world,
not
isn't it?
another
There's
oboist.
networking for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Stacy.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Nice to
Bye.
see
Take
you.
care.
Bye, thank you.
So next on the agenda is,
Our usual updates. Does anybody have anything else you want to say about the presentation or?
I think we should be
I
moving.
think it's a lot, I
Yeah.
think,
Okay.
I mean, I think it's, I really like learning more about the organization, but I think as far as like what we can do, should we just like
I mean,
sit
on
on
our
it,
own,
make
Well,
it,
yeah,
and
well, we
maybe
can
add
do
it,
some-
keep adding it to the agenda
We
and
can do
talk
some
more about
scouting
conversation?
and, yeah.
Okay,
Uh-huh,
sounds good.
yeah.
Okay, so updates, current green communities news. The news there is the lighting update at the sewer department is done.
Yeah.
That was done.
Wait, what's done?
The lighting upgrade at the sewer department. Nothing, no insulation work at Hopkins was done over the Christmas break.
No,
No,
why?
and they didn't get to it. So now they're saying the February break, they'll do it. So it's just, hopefully they will. And that's all of the news I
What
have.
about, that elementary school, wasn't there some work that was gonna get done there?
Well, that's the next batch, like, there's a lot of things that can happen at both of the schools in the next batch of work that we would then apply for a competitive grant for.
Okay.
Chris is starting to talk to vendors about all of that work, but we need to get done with this.
Mhm.
And we need, we've got this like leftover 13,000 something, I think that's what it's gonna end up being, that we need to use, that I guess could be used to insulate that area above the stage, but we're still waiting to hear what the trustees will do about the wiring and the new curb. You know, it's just like moving slowly. And I'm sure when Chris Desjardins has news, he'll let us know, but so far, that's all I've heard as far as that's concerned. And, that's it on green communities. Solar on the landfill, we don't have anybody here to
Michael, no? Has
talk
Michael
to us about
It would
that.
be really interesting to hear. I don't know if anybody has heard, I don't know, Kathy, do you ever hear from Jane? Okay.
No,
I
she's
didn't know
not
where
here,
that's-
so.
So no news on this
No,
solar?
no news on that. And we don't, Jane's not here, so
Yeah.
I guess maybe by now they've gotten an electric bill. I'd be very interested to see what kind of credits are racking up, but anyway, nobody's here to fill us in
Oh,
on that.
about the solar on
The
this
senior
senior center.
yeah.
And the composting, I mean, do you wanna talk about that some more?
Yeah, so I have already a design of some flyers that we can post around. And the idea is like, if we have ideas, if we have the flyer, if we have letters, how are we going to carry that information to all the people?
Yeah,
in
how do we wanna make that flyer? Do we want it to be colorful, eye-catching in
This
some
one is
way?
supposed to be designed in colors. So,
I think you sent me a copy.
yeah, I sent you a copy. Could you?
Yeah, I
is it
could
possible
forward,
for
I
you to
could
open it
text
over there?
it to everyone.
Okay, that would be good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whoops.
My concern, as I said, is that when Jane suggests me to change the 0.5 centigrade for
Yeah.
Fahrenheit, then it becomes like a number that is like it sounds so
Yeah,
crazy.
let one of these two figure it out and just give you the number.
Well, I think Kathy did figure it out.
Yeah.
It's really just a ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes logic. It makes sense when it says that. do you know that cutting those methane emission with a decade or two will save
Mm-hmm.
how much, Fahrenheit, centigrade for me, 0.0 centigrade, an additional global warming. Sounds good, but the other one is on like 49.
Yeah, but you know what, I
Okay.
did that and it kept ignoring that I put 0.5
Yeah.
and it was doing 5 degrees
Oh.
Celsius to,
But-
what would that be, centigrade?
But you're not converting it,
It's not the right
temperature-
math.
it's like Jack just said, it's a ratio.
It-
So
yeah.
0.5 Celsius is 0.9 Fahrenheit.
So
it's
almost a
almost a
degree.
degree Fahrenheit.
It's not that much different, right?
It's different.
But it's not that much, it's like 1 degree different, but that's significant.
That's significant in
No,
warming.
okay, so let's
Yeah.
say the temperature outside right now is 30.
But this is not
Fahrenheit.
a temperature
We are
conversion.
talking about it like if the whole global warming goes from 30 that usually 8 to 31, everybody will explode, something like that. So that's the thing, like I
So in looking at the math
Yes.
earlier, and thank you
Right.
for doing that, this is about 1 degree Fahrenheit of
Right.
additional global warming.
okay.
Right,
So it's really, you could just do the squiggle
Yeah.
and do 1
approximately
degree.
one,
So
yeah.
it's really significant,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, because okay. So then I can. Do you mind to write
Yeah,
down
yeah, yeah.
the how is it, how it will look the
So it would look like a squiggle, so approximately
yes.
1
Fahrenheit.
degree Fahrenheit.
Okay,
Yep.
good. And one thing that I can pass this around is already, I think I sent it to you. I think that I want to change that is, do you know that the food waste produces, do you know that is the waste? So they take the do you know, just like, do you know, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, all right, not to repeat, do
No
you know
repeat,
over
right.
and over again.
Yeah. So you can take a look at this.
And Marion, thanks for sending it, it made it.
Okay,
Okay, could you open it? I want to be sure it's the same design that,
Sure.
because, yeah,
There
I
you
think it's the same design.
It is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
the
No,
quiver.
It's exactly
Yeah,
the same.
the same. No, it's a different one. I think it's the same.
No, it's got the birds, it's got
The
everything.
birds, all right.
Sign up with All American Waste, yeah.
Okay, perfect, like it goes small because it's in a cell phone.
So, what is this All American Waste?
But it's
company?
the USA, so we can change.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
got you.
We can change the All American Waste for USA
Yeah,
waste.
yeah.
So now the thing is like, we will have it designed, so how are we going to put it in the community? We can leave it right here in the library, like we can leave it here in the senior center, in the town hall, in the schools. But
I don't know, if there's a way that we can push it out through social media, rather than waiting for people to see it,
Have a community page.
Yeah,
for example,
Mhm.
yeah. And David Phil, who had started that page, he's pretty positive.
there's
on-
also,
we could-
there's also the
Hadley Learns.
Hadley Learns, and also, isn't there like, is it Hadley Grass or Hadley
I don't know.
Grassroots?
Are you in
It's
another group?
Grassroots is another,
Grassroots, yeah.
yes. So there's at least 3 or 4
Are you somebody a
sites.
member of that grassroots one? Are
I
you?
think I am.
I think I
So
am
you
too.
can post
Okay,
it there.
okay.
Yeah.
So
also,
social media,
I
so
think they
Marion
Jane
and
or
Jack.
they say it
Grassroots.
in the
Are you Hadley
secretariat
Learns?
over there.
Yeah, I can do Hadley
They
Learns.
can help us to send it to
And I'll put it on
an
the,
email to
Yeah.
Well,
people.
I think out of the town hall,
Yes.
there's a way that
What
they can.
about
post.
our own page at the town hall? Could this be the link
It
there?
could be, but also I think what Jennifer has,
Jennifer was it?
Jennifer has a way to push it out to people's phones.
Oh.
And there's probably, I don't know, 20-30% of Hadley residents have said Jennifer Sanders James in the town
what
hall.
about,
Who wants to make sure Jennifer does that?
I can do that. I
Okay,
can ask them, like, please
Paulina.
will you do that?
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
reach out
what
to
about
Jennifer.
at the schools, the elementary school in Hopkins?
And ask her
They do
to
newsletters, right? Doesn't the principal do a newsletter or?
send
I
out,
don't know.
Are they electronic now? They must be.
Oh, they
Oh, I'm
must be.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
send out
But
I mean,
you
I
also
wonder if
have
we could-
Pioneer, the Chinese Immersion School, you have the other school on the
Yeah.
hill on Bay Road, don't forget those.
Yeah.
Hartsbrook,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, so I like if we can be in charge of each one of us to send it to 4 organizations, 4 people, 4, that would be good to start.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So I can do Hartsbrook, I can do Jennifer.
Jennifer, okay.
Well, and she
Hartsbrook.
should be able to send it out for hundreds of people.
Hartsbrook.
Well, she'll do that, and she can put it on the front page too under
Yeah.
announcements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me look at this again.
And then did you say the principal of the high school?
I don't know if that's an option or not.
Okay,
I think it might be, and elementary school as well.
does anybody have good connections or relations with those folks?
Do you, Karen?
I could, but what am I asking for? Paper copies to go in the
No,
back?
No, just
No, it's
sending
like
this
they
out
can-
electronically.
They can please send it to as many families as possible. Is there a way that the families know? Even they can say, could we leave 10 copies in the front office? But I don't know if parents is still going to the schools or not. I don't know.
Would that be Hopkins you reach out to? Head of school? Would you be willing to do that?
I can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Catalina, I'm reading that, and I feel like the wording needs to be cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like just more specific information, like use the composting services that the transfer station offers. That's so vague.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say, the transfer
actual hours.
station offers food waste drop-off.
Mm-hmm. I would send, but that's a
Feedback.
PDF.
This is a draft though, right?
This is a draft, of course.
Titan.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to work on it at our next
flyer.
meeting?
Okay, we could,
Let's get that on
Let's
the
do that.
agenda.
okay.
Yeah,
And
and so
then-
this is a great
And then,
draft.
Mhm.
Is that
So
on
let's
Word?
circle back.
I have it in text.
okay,
Yeah,
and I'm
Okay.
gonna.
Yeah, if you can
I will
get
send
it
it
so
to
it's
the group.
editable.
Yeah.
I will send it to you.
Okay.
Perfect.
For me, is the less words, the better.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the
Yes.
more specific, so
Yes.
that they don't then have to go to the transfer station to find out, well, what are the
Yeah,
services?
yeah.
You just
Okay.
tell them straight up,
Alright. And
USA
then-
Waste
and then-
offers curbside,
Composting options.
well,
Yeah.
curbside pickup
Yeah.
of kitchen waste, like.
Or start your own compost pile.
I know,
I
I'm
love the idea
saying,
of
there's
ja-
3 different
Jack
things, but
Jane.
be very specific about what they
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah.
So they know
I would
exactly what
prefer-
we're talking
Good, yeah,
about.
you're the compost
The specific
queen.
that it becomes so.
Proudly.
Editor or
Money.
something.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
good. So then,
Yeah.
then next month, we'll okay,
Exactly.
you're taking
Yeah.
this,
So
we've
here's
got
my
the
compost
flyer
pile
type.
with
Yeah.
all the
Okay.
creatures coming up to eat
Oh.
off of it.
That's beautiful.
Is it your compost?
Yes, but with like 1,000 little
Oh, the
creature
footprints?
tracks.
Yeah.
All the little mice and squirrels and
Oh,
birds
yeah.
Ours
eating it
too.
up.
Yeah.
But
ours
do you
too.
have problems with bears getting into it?
Well, we have had bears eat it, but I'd rather not talk about that.
No, I'm just wondering, like people, like my daughter is not composting right now because they are so afraid of drawing bears.
They draw bears. I mean, you put
Well-
food out there, but
If the bear learns it's there, that's a problem.
yeah,
Right.
they're also in North
Same
Hadley.
as with deer.
I know,
It's more bear filled.
yeah.
We
have
are.
a big
It's
old
very
woods.
rare for bears around us.
I've
'Cause it's
had
so open.
sightings this summer twice.
Twice.
Wow. In
Yeah.
Hadley, near your house?
Oh, I had a bear come right up
Right
to my
through my
window.
backyard.
I could have reached out and petted it.
Right
And it was
through,
because
right,
I had a bird
hanging
feeder
out
hanging
and
there.
it scratched its back
So I
on
stopped
the
doing
tree.
What section of
Right?
town?
They're like,
Marion, what section of town?
where do I live?
What section? Yeah.
Right down the street from Jack.
So
Okay.
Holly
Catalina.
Road off of
Holly
Mount Warren.
Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a cul-de-sac and it's surrounded
By woods.
by
And at the
conservation
base of
land
the mountain.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's when
yeah.
you really get them.
Yes.
The bear goes over the mountain.
Anyway, so that's
okay.
a good, like,
So
but
topics
for
next
me, I
agenda.
prefer not to go conversation talking about, like, you can come and do that. I prefer like a call, so just go and check it out over there. And in case they can come to the website and then see more information, but it's something that the least works for me, is like a telegram.
Yeah.
Oh,
And very like the people I want to reach are the people who, now that they were like, oh, I never wanted to compost because I didn't know this was available.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
now that I know that,
I also think that like whatever kind of trash, food trash they're throwing out in the garbage at the schools, we need to people also need to know like that kind of stuff doesn't go in your home compost. Like you don't want to put chicken pieces or
No meat, no bones.
no meat, no eggs. I mean, no.
For backyard compost.
Cheese, yeah.
for if you're doing curbside though,
You can do everything.
because
on
that's
that.
going to be commercially
I know, so
composted.
that's the thing.
And at the transfer station,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can put that stuff in
But
there.
they just need to know, like, no chicken bones, you don't put.
Well, that's why doing some kind of presentation at the library, I think would be good. And I don't know, if we want to put our webpage address on this thing for the climate
Yeah.
change committee, because
Yeah.
we have a lot of composting
Yeah.
information,
Yeah, yeah.
videos and stuff right on our
Yeah,
page.
You're talking
more
about the
information.
town-based website?
Yeah,
Okay.
or to
Yeah.
include, I don't know.
We have a month to think
We
about
do.
it.
I think it needs to be an ongoing thing. We need to go at it a few different ways.
Mhm.
I think a
I agree.
flyer
I agree.
that it offers some specific information.
Well, and I think having the Girl Scouts promoting it at school,
Mhm.
that's a great way to move it
Very
forward.
important.
Yep.
Families are involved.
Well, and I know I talked to one of the librarians a while back about setting up, instead of doing like a live composting presentation that who knows how many people would actually show up for that, to sort of set something up that would sit there for a while.
I like
And
that.
have books, resources, maybe some pictures
I
like
think a
before
cute
and
little
after.
composting bin too.
Yeah, I mean, we could, get creative with how we
Yeah.
want to set
We
it
may
up.
have some pretty big installations in that library, I'm sure there's plenty of room for that.
Mhm.
Or if it's possible, if they have, like in the schools, if they have a slideshow that we can, I know like in Fall River School, and actually also in the Amherst High School, middle school, they have a monitor that it can
Like a little
post
slide
a
presentation.
slide presentation
In the morning, did you say?
in the school.
No, just ongoing.
It
Ongoing.
runs.
That could be part of the
How,
library.
I
On the
can't, I
screens.
can't picture that.
It's like a little monitor that has like a slide presentation.
Here too in the senior
Yeah,
center,
they
they
have
have
a
it
big
too.
TV screen just
Yeah.
inside.
Where would kids see this? Where's
On the
it,
way into school.
like in the lobby or something?
The hallway,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cafeteria.
That could
Cool.
be, that as an education could be something really good to do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like to have these little things with a picture, little thing with a picture, and action. You can do A, B, C, something of the most 3 minutes, 4 minutes, so someone would
2
say like,
minutes.
2 minutes.
If you can have that short line, give a hoot, don't pollute, it's those kind of catchy things.
Mhm,
I don't know.
Well, and that kind of thing, I mean, we could put some anti-plastic plugs in there too. Use a metal water bottle,
Yeah.
Plastic water bottles are so bad for you.
So this is good, and that I'm glad to hear, Kathy, that this will be one item for next month. We also have Beyond
Oh, okay,
Plastics
so
coming next month.
are you on to topics for next
No,
agenda?
I peeked ahead, sorry.
Okay.
Well, we've already talked about that before. I
Did we
mean-
ever approve of the minutes? I think we kind of skipped over that.
No,
No, we did at the
Oh, we
start.
did, okay,
Yeah.
I'm s-
Yeah, we're all caught up with
Carolina
minutes.
had offered it
motion,
and
yeah.
I seconded it.
Yeah, we're all caught up on minutes
Yep.
now.
Yeah.
So next month, well, we skipped December because we were gonna do Beyond Plastics, but she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So, she's coming next month. And, that video that you sent me, that I watched.
Yeah, that was the long one.
I know, but boy,
I couldn't look at anything today. I've been
No,
so
no, no.
busy.
Is that an update of an older version, Plastic People?
No, it was
There
produced
is-
in
there-
2024.
All right, because I saw the trailer. I couldn't find
Is
a
this the
link to
Beyond
watch the whole
Plastics?
thing.
Is this a
No,
Well, it's
this
interesting,
is-
I have
it's
had
been,
success
scouring
finding the
around.
link sometimes and
And he's-
sometimes
Oh,
not.
Send it to
okay.
you.
Thanks, YouTube.
Did
Okay.
he send it through text?
I,
There was
no,
like-
Send it to
I look at
everybody?
my
no,
phone
no,
and
no,
there's
I
like
sent
18
it, I
messages.
sent that
and
one
I
via
opened it.
email, I think,
I don't remember.
It was
Well,
all from our
yeah.
crew. Was
Did
it
you
sent?
just not check your?
I was so busy, I'm so busy.
No, I sent it, I think, on
Okay.
Sunday or something,
No, I
maybe
didn't
last
have a chance
Sunday,
to look.
I don't know.
The reason I'm bringing it up is I'm wondering what Suzette's gonna get into next month with us. Do you know, have you talked to her? I mean, is it gonna be the same thing we already know? the
Wait,
plastic?
who?
It's Suzette Munley from
That's
Beyond
Beyond
Plastics.
Plastics.
I mean, we already know plastics everywhere. Is she gonna
And
get
it's
into
bad.
the nitty gritty of
And-
what it's doing in our bodies and stuff, Jack?
I don't know.
Okay. So I guess that's a wait and see.
Okay.
I'm thinking after that,
And they're not banning PFAS in the United States, if anything, they're,
well, they want to
I can't
deregulate
find it.
everything.
I'm looking for it,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's just
on
But-
buried,
Yeah, I
On
can
the
see
state
searching.
level,
Yeah.
Joe Comford's really on that. So.
oh, we
um,
should talk about should we put on the next agenda the legislation that Joe is trying to get passed about?
That's what I
the
was wondering.
dike?
Oh,
Do we need any
well,
update
here's
on
the
the
thing,
dike?
we can't sign any petitions or anything as a committee, but we can make ourselves aware of what legislation is cooking as individuals,
Yeah.
we can sign it.
Should we put it on the agenda just to?
She gave
Oh,
a
so-
presentation at the select board meeting, did Joe Comerford? So maybe Jane can give us an update?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
sure, let's, for next meeting, pertinent legislation.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows of a bill, like if you know specifically, you could email Kathy or me with the link or the info so we know
Okay.
what we want to talk about.
It'd be really good to know about the landfill solar.
It sure would be, it just
Mhm.
seems like this has been months and, you
Well,
know.
Jane did update us at the last meeting, and hopefully she'll come to our next one.
Yeah.
Okay, and is Michael involved at all in that?
Well, sure, but he's just had family stuff he's doing. and,
Okay.
You know, he comes in bursts.
Well, he travels a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll could try calling him or something, just to see if he's, or just text him,
Yeah.
you know, do you know anything?
Do we have any other topics for next agenda or?
No,
we
but I
set?
want to finish writing this down. Pertinent, plastics legislation is what we're talking about,
Oh, I
right?
thought about the dike, I thought there was
Mhm.
Oh,
some
okay,
money.
and,
The dike is another thing.
well, yeah, we did, that was in the newspaper, didn't I send an
Yes, you
article
did.
to everybody that,
Oh, so we don't need to.
But that's a
discuss that.
major bill at the state level, that's $90 million.
no, but we
That's-
did get
Right.
some money and it went to Hadley, Northampton, Holyoke, and Hatfield or something to, I don't remember now.
Yeah.
What we need is
I think
for,
it's time to end the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep, so I'm tired, okay, I'm so tired.
Okay.
So there is no one for public comment, it seems?
No,
Okay, and,
okay, I'm just putting these things down that like have been floating and then
Okay,
maybe we
thank
should
you.
just
Yeah.
kind of,
okay,
Circle
are we
back.
ready to wind it up?
Hey, and I don't know if it's next month, but probably for March, we can take a look at doing a spring cleanup late April. Again, we'll do that.
late April will work for me this year,
Okay.
because it doesn't conflict with
Super.
Passover.
It will or it won't?
No, Passover's early this year, it's April 1st.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh.
Are you gonna be here next month?
What date is that?
The 12th.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay,
So I'll take notes.
okay, thank you. Okay,
Would you want to make a motion to adjourn?
somebody else has to make a motion.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second that.
All in favor of adjourning? Aye. Aye, okay.
And one thing that
Adjourned
Stacy
at-
just sent